Hi guys, so today we're on page 14 in your packet. We're going to look at equations that have no solution or infinite solutions. So up until now, all of the equations you have been solving, at the end you get an answer. You have something like x equals 5 or y equals -3 or whatever it came out to. But there are cases where we don't always find an answer. So we're going to look at some of those examples today. This means we have to pull all of our skills together that we've been doing this whole time. We have to use our opposite operations. We're going to have to distribute. We're going to have to combine our like terms. So all of those steps that we did yesterday, we're going to follow those same steps today. So if I look at the very first example, notice that I have parentheses. So step 1 is always to distribute to get rid of those parentheses. So that's what's going to happen first. So 14x plus 6 stays. Now let's distribute. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7x is 14x. And there's still a -4 behind there. So now we want to think about where we have like terms and how we get those like terms together. So notice that I do have like terms that are on the same side. If you have like terms that are on the same side, you should do that before you take things to opposite sides. So I'm going to put those two like terms together first. So I still have 14x plus 6. And over here, I'm going to have 10 minus 4 is 6, and I still have a 14x. And so now I'm going to do my like terms that are on opposite sides. So if I have a plus 14x, the opposite is a minus 14x. But look what happens. If I have 14x minus 14x, it's gone. And so the only thing I have over here is 6. And then on the other side, I'll have 6, but 14x minus 14x is gone. And so my variable, my letter x in this case, it disappeared while I was solving. So what am I supposed to do? Well, that's literally what the question next to it's asking. What do we do when the variable disappears while we're solving? So I'm going to say we're going to look at what is left over. In other words, you should still have other numbers remaining even if you don't have a letter x anymore. So notice that I have 6 equals 6. When you have your equation at this point, it's either going to give you something that is true or something that is false. Right now, this says 6 equals 6. That's a true statement. Something that is false would be if it said something like 6 equals 10. And 10 and 6 are obviously not the same number. What happens is if you have a true statement at the end, that's actually going to be infinite solutions. So if you have a true statement left over, that means we have infinite solutions. So that's what I'm going to put here. Infinite solutions. If you have a false statement, as your leftover, that's when you would actually write the words no solution. So you're not going to be able to get x equal to a number with some questions. Instead, you're going to write either no solution or infinite solutions to your question. So let's take this same idea and let's look at some more examples. So if I look at the first two examples here, we're going to take the same process. First thing we have to do is we have to distribute and get rid of our parentheses. So I still have 2m plus 5. Now I distribute. 5 times m is 5m. 5 times -7 is -35. and then I have a minus 3m that was behind my parenthesis. So just like before, if this is where my equal sign is, I want to combine any like terms that are on the same side of my equal sign. So notice on the right, I have 5m and minus 3m. We're going to combine those like terms first. So my 2m plus 5 stays. On the right, 5m minus 3m is 2m, and I still have a minus 35. Now I'm going to combine like terms that are on opposite sides, meaning I have to do opposite operations. So if it's a positive 2m, I'm going to subtract 2m. But again, watch what happens. 2m minus 2m goes away. That means that I still have my positive 5. On the right, my 2m minus 2m goes away, and I still have negative 35. So all of my letter m's disappeared. I look at my leftovers. 5 equals negative 35. Well, that doesn't work. Those are different numbers. That means this problem has no solution. And so that's what I write at the end. So that's an example where the two numbers are different, and so my final solution is no solution. Let's do one more together. So if I look at question 2, let's distribute first. If I distribute first, we're looking at 3 times x. 3 times 1 is 3. There's a minus 5. My equal sign, and 3x minus 2 is over on that right-hand side. So again, think about where your equal sign is. Do you have any like terms that are on the same side? And it looks like I have some right here. So let's do that first. I still have 3x. I have 3 minus 5. That's going to be negative 2. And then on the other side, I still have 3x minus 2. So now we take care of the like terms that are on opposite sides. So if it's positive 3x, I need a negative 3x. That means that my 3x minus 3x is gone. Negative 2 equals 3x minus 3x is gone, and I have negative 2. So negative 2 equals negative 2. Those are the same number. This is infinite solutions. Infinite solutions just means that literally any value of x will work because the two sides here are always equal. No solution means that there are no values that work because the two sides are never going to be equal. So that's really what's happening here. Either absolutely no value works or literally every value works. So if you look at the bottom two questions, these are two more examples. I'd like you to pause the video here, and I want you to take care of questions 3 and question 4. So hit pause, do 3 and 4, and then hit play again once they're both finished. So hopefully you have completed questions 3 and 4. I'm going to go through the answers so you can check your work, fix it if needed. So parentheses mean we distribute 7x plus 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. On the other side, I have negative 5 plus 12x. Here's my equal sign. On the same side of my equal sign, I have 7x plus 5x. So let's do that first. That's going to give me 12x minus 5 equals negative 5 plus 12x. And so opposite, subtract 12x. That's going to mean that 12x minus 12x goes away. I'm left with negative 5 equals negative 5. 12x minus 12x goes away. Negative 5 equals negative 5 is infinite solutions. And so if I take the same process to question 4, we distribute first. 6 times y is 6y. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 3y is 6y. So this time, here's your equal sign. There are no like terms on the same side, so now we have to do the like terms that are on opposite sides. So minus 6x, or sorry, 6y. 6y minus 6y will be gone. Negative 30 equals 20, and 6y minus 6y is gone. Well, negative 30 does not equal 20, so this is no solution. If you need more time with these, obviously you can hit pause. What is most important to understand is this will happen sometimes, and sometimes the questions will work just like yesterday, where you are going to get an answer. For today, this is our focus, but this is not something that happens on every equation. You still have plenty of equations that work like all the ones you have been doing up until today. For homework, and for the rest of your class period, I want you to complete the homework on page 15. Your answers should be no solution or infinite solutions for today. And then next week, we're going to work on solving all types of equations where sometimes this happens and sometimes we get answers just like before. So for today, focus on no solution and infinite solutions. You're taking care of page 15 in the packet. Once again, make sure you take your picture. Make sure you submit it on Canvas for your credit. That way I can get you all of your points. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a good weekend.